Welcome back. Are you making life harder for yourself? I have done this time and time again. What's up, guys? My name's Jax. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about making life overly complicated or difficult or stressful or anxiety filled than it needs to be. And I happen to be the king at doing this. So I thought I'd give you some tips and some background on why I think you should stop doing this, how to identify if you are doing this, and why it's just not the vibe, especially in today's stressful, hyper-focused, hyper-quick world. So, first of all, some background. I realize and have realized that I have done this time and time again. There are so many situations that I put myself in, commitments that I accept and regret, roles that I know I don't want to do, events that I don't want to go to, and it is all self-inflicted. I think part of it comes from being a people pleaser and wanting to be everything to everyone all the time. No one can do that. No one can make everyone happy. No one can be in every place at once. And honestly, it stresses me out so much. You probably don't know this, but in the last 6 months, I have really retreated from doing things that I don't want to do. And if you've been here a while, you know that my New Year's resolution this year was to simplify my life. While that doesn't really feel as though it's happened, I am proud of myself in that I have stopped doing a lot of the stuff that I used to do. I have said to people, I'm sorry, I can't commit to this. I can't do this. I'm busy. I just genuinely don't want to do this. And it has freed my life and allowed me to live a lot more stress-free. It allows me to focus on the things that I actually want to do. And in general, it just makes life so much more enjoyable. How you identify that this is a thing in your life is asking yourself, am I stressed? Am I constantly in places I don't want to be? Am I constantly surrounded by people I don't want to be surrounded by? Am I constantly feeling overwhelmed, stressed? My bank account is draining. And if any of those questions you say yes to, then you are probably making life more complicated than it needs to be. This can be anything from dating or committing to things in your family or your friend group. This can be overextending yourself at work, exerting yourself too hard, whether it's at the gym or with your diet or with your hobbies or aspirations. This can also come from not taking the time to do what you want to do. I'm a big reader. I really like reading. And sometimes I find myself going a few weeks without picking up a book. And that really frustrates me. That really makes me sad. And once you've identified that, yes, I am the problem. I'm making life more complicated than it needs to be. You can start taking the steps to alleviate those kinds of fears and alleviate that kind of stress in your life. It's really important. I think a lot of us take it for granted and we say, no, it's fine. I can get it all done. I can maintain this busy social life. I can maintain my routine, even if it's slowly killing me. And the number of friends I've talked to recently who are dealing with high levels of anxiety at work, in relationships, just dating in general. And I say to them, you realize you are a little bit of the problem. In the nicest way that I can say it, you are your worst nightmare. You are causing these stresses and these unnecessary hurdles for you. Sometimes my friends are really receptive to this and they say, oh my gosh, you're right. And real change happens. And it's amazing to watch these people and their lives just free up. And they have more energy. They have more ability to get the things they want to do done. But sometimes people don't want to hear it, or they skirt around the problem, which is themselves. And it's easy to skirt around it when it's yourself. It can be a really frustrating process. And trust me, I have been there. But identifying the problem is the first step, and then taking the steps to fix it is the goal. It's not just the next step, it is the end goal. Really, it does come down to what exactly am I doing that is doing myself a disservice? And it could be something as little as watching TikTok too late at night, waking up in the middle of the night and going online. Um, and I think a lot of the ways that you solve this is through habits and routine and a lot of self reflection. So, something I do is my phone is off while I'm sleeping. I don't care. It's on silent mode, it's on do not disturb. And I really try to get the 8 hours of sleep that we're all told that we're supposed to get and none of us are getting. It's a real understatement to say that you need sleep. You will not survive without it. We all know this. And ensuring you get a good sleep, great step. Another step, maintaining your health, maintaining your diet. It can be so easy to be in a stressful situation and decide, I'm going to get some fast food, I'm going to get some easy food. And if you're fueling your body with poison and bad stuff, I've been there too. I still do it. It happens regularly, unfortunately for me. But really identifying those things you're putting in your body that are just not helpful, they're not good. Next thing, hygiene. Focusing on brushing your teeth. Flossing is important, believe it or not. And having a good hygiene routine, whether it's shower, skincare, hair care, whatever you want. You're on this earth for a long time. You've got to maintain what you have. And that is another way of alleviating some of the problems. It's making sure that you have the time, scheduling and ensuring that, no, I have time to put myself to bed quietly and the way I want in a peaceful and orderly manner. It's really underrated, and it's one of these things that we neglect and we just say, oh, it's not that important. It is so, so important. Time management is such a key thing in getting out of your own way and focusing on what exactly you want to be doing. Another thing, and I've talked about this so many times, is the relationships that are draining you in life, the relationships that make you feel less and feel bad, and these people put you down, or they make you feel like you're not important, or it's always their problems, not your problems. That's another great area in which you can step back very quietly, very slowly over time. I'm not one for a huge confrontation and then never talking to someone again. I very much like to quietly and slowly do it. You can choose to cut them off real quick, and if that's your prerogative, you are a better person than I am. However, having that time management and that self-care and that self-worth to say, you know what, this person is toxic to me. This boyfriend, this relationship, this situationship, this friendship, this family member is not good for me. And taking the distance. You can even do that if you're living in the same house with this person. Like if you've got a brother or a mother or a father who is just too much, it is possible to separate yourself, to keep yourself busy and focused on what you want to do, and detach from the situation in any way, shape, or form. You have a responsibility to take care of yourself and to make sure that you are not holding yourself back. These areas of life are very small individually, but together they make up your entire life. They make up every moment that you spend in life. And so I really encourage you to get out of your own way, realize that in some cases you are the problem. In some cases, in your own personal life, you are the thing holding you back the most. It's a hard thing to understand, and it's a hard thing to recognize and to validate, but at the end of the day, some of your problems will be self-inflicted. And some people are better at identifying these than others. I think we all know someone who absolutely shoots themselves in their foot all the time, and it's impossible to tell them that. It's impossible to give them the advice or the out-of-body experience to recognize, oh, I'm the problem. Don't be one of those people. Be mindful. Take your time. Manage it very carefully. You only get one trip around this rock in this form based on what you believe on. So I hope you are not the problem, but if you are, recognize it and try and make a change. It doesn't have to be this massive coming of vitalization and what do they call it in Buddhism, where they realize who they are. Don't just find that. I'm blanking on the word, apologies, but you know what I mean. Enlightenment. It came to me and I am enlightened. There we go. Thank you guys. I hope this video finds you well, and make sure to get out of your own way. As always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.